So stock footage is one of those things that you can often overlook as just being useful for cringy corporate videos or adverts. And while it definitely does have its uses in these areas, these days the quality of stock footage is generally really impressive, and there's a huge variety, which means you can find stock to suit pretty much any type of video you're making when you need it. Now this video is sponsored by Artgrid, and I'm not just obliged to talk about the benefits of Artgrid here. I also want to talk about a couple of projects that I've worked on over the last few months, where Artgrid has actually saved me tons of hassle, and why it's a great stock platform to be subscribed to. Back in the summer, when coronavirus infection levels were low in the UK, we shot a little pitch for a client, with the aim of the video to acquire some sponsorship, with a view to help put on street parties during the pandemic. So instead of trying to implement social distancing guidance on top of a standard gig or festival model, the gig comes to your street, where things like distancing and access to your own amenities are far easier, safer and more cost effective for the organisers. So we shot footage of the performers who were invited to play, the food, the general atmosphere, and also some talking headshots to help explain and pitch towards those possible sponsors. In our talking head and voiceover, points were raised about the pandemic, along with its impact on the events industry. I didn't have any of my own footage to add in for these points, but straight off the bat, some quick searches in Artgrid turned up a big selection of shots that could easily be inserted into this section of the video. That selection of footage grows on a weekly basis, and you get unlimited downloads with your subscription. This basically meant that I could download a load of these clips to test which ones fit well, without worrying about a download quota. You do have a daily limit of 100 clips though, which is more than reasonable. So this was a really easy and efficient way to get the necessary clips for the video without any hassle. We also recently shot a music video utilising projections, playing with silhouettes and lit shots of the artist singing in front of a screen containing projected video. All of the clips intended for the projection had already been shot by myself, and the video cuts between these clips and the artist performing in front of the screen. We'd intended to use a shot of seagulls flying in the sky that I'd already shot a while back. However, what I'd overlooked was the fact that I had shot this clip in 24 frames a second, whereas the rest of the projection clips were all 60 or 50 frames a second, slowed down to 24. As good as Resolve's speed warp tools are, it was impossible to get the flapping wings looking natural when slowed down. Over to Artgrid. Seagulls flying in sky. Shot type. Slow. After a brief scroll through, I found the shot that made the most sense for the video. Grabbed it, put it in the timeline. That was genuinely how easy it was. The fact that Artgrid gives you shot type options is a massive bonus when you're after a specific look or feel, as well as including other comprehensive search options. Artgrid actually saved my ass here, as the projection edit was put together relatively last minute, and due to the nature of a shot like this, I wouldn't necessarily have had the luck or time to capture a similar scene. We also wanted to have a couple of shots in the video using a projector as backlight, using some haze or smoke so that the light from the video being projected created patterns or moving lights into the smoke. Once again, Artgrid helped here massively. It was easy to find a video giving the correct patterns of light, not to mention something that matched the themes of the video. Even though we couldn't actually see the details of the clip that was being projected, it gave us the effect we needed, and I was happy knowing it tied in together with the rest of the music video. And don't forget that stock can be used for more than the situations outlined in this video. As we looked at in a previous video on my channel, stock can be used in a creative way, to play around with ideas, to practice forming connections and stories with imagery, and it's just a really great tool to have at your disposal. Along with this, an Artgrid license also covers absolutely every type of media that exists today as part of a video production, so the potential for usage is massive. And this even covers usage for mediums that haven't even been invented yet. So it's not just geared toward your standard uses for stock footage, but more toward artistic projects as well. An Artgrid license gives you unlimited access to the whole catalogue of footage and can be used in any private or commercial production on any platform worldwide, which made it an easy choice to use for these videos and any future videos that require use of high quality stock footage. Not to mention, whatever footage you download with your Artgrid subscription can be used indefinitely, even after your subscription ends. That's a massive bonus. Overall, I'd highly recommend Artgrid as a stock footage platform. The footage is quality enough to be used in a bunch of versatile ways, and can definitely save you in a pinch. Not to mention the other major benefits of a subscription that I've mentioned in this video. If you're interested in signing up for your own Artgrid subscription, you can find a link in the video description and at the top of the comments that will get you 2 extra months for free. There's also a link to sign up to Artlist for stock music, which I use in my YouTube videos, with the same deal of 2 extra months for free.